What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Dope Black Therapist Podcast. I'm your host, Blaze. I'm so glad that you're here. So, I can't front with y'all. There's been a lot of stuff going on, in the past couple of weeks, and I have noticed that I have been more angry when it comes to several different things. I'm like, my patience is like so quick. It's like it's just like interrupted so quick, and my temper like gets, it just comes out really quickly. And I noticed that I have not been sleeping well. I've been having difficulty getting like good nights of sleep. And when I don't sleep, I know that I'm grumpy, you know. And so I started to journal because I know that anger is just a surface level emotion. There's really something else going on deeper than just the anger. And I was journaling, because it woke me up and like the first night of sleep, I just, you know, first night that I woke up in the middle of the night, I pretty much stayed up on my phone. I just like was scrolling all night, didn't get anything done. Finally fell asleep at like 4 in the morning, and then my alarm went off at like 5. And so super grumpy. The next night, I woke up around the same time and I was like, yo, I gotta write. I gotta get something out. And I didn't know where it was gonna go. And then when I started writing, apparently I had a lot of stuff on my mind. And I think I wrote 4 pages in my journal that night. And it all started with just like me being angry with the way, you know, I've been handling things. And it ultimately came down to I don't feel like I'm being seen. Does that make sense? I don't feel like I'm being seen. I don't feel like I'm being recognized, or my feelings don't matter. It just feels like I'm just not in a space where I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm happy with me and with the way things are going. And I was writing, and I was like, huh, why don't I feel this way? What's making me not feel this way? And it came down to just I want to be seen by the people who I want to be seen by, you know? And how many of us deal with, we can get all kinds of accolades from strangers or random people or whomever. But if we don't get that recognition from the people who we want to get that recognition from, it feels like it doesn't matter. It doesn't seem like it's as important. And so I was dealing with that, and I've been doing a lot of meditating on it. And every time I sit and I meditate and I journal, things start to make sense. It's like you need to talk to the people who you feel you aren't getting stuff from, or who you feel you need to address these things with. And I'm like, oh, like no, but I don't want to do that. And then, like it gets frustrating because then if I worry about if I say what's really on my mind and what I'm not getting from them, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, you know. And that's a Blaze thing. That's not a them thing. That's, you know, because I empathize so much with other people. When people are going through their own stuff, I try my best not to add to the stuff that they are already dealing with. But then I also had to remember that I don't have that kind of power. Who am I to think that what I say is going to affect them in any kind of way, shape, form, or fashion? You know? And so, I had a couple of conversations with some people. The first one, you know, because we're planning something, and I know I said that I was going to have a big announcement this podcast. I'm going to hold it for another 2 weeks because we haven't gotten the things finalized just yet, but it's coming. I promise you, it's coming. But I had to talk to my partner about this, and I was like, I need to sit down so we can be sure that we have this game plan down, because if I don't, see this. I can't see this if I don't sit down and we come up with a game plan. I feel like it doesn't work for me because I feel like it's not going to go well because I need to lay everything out. I need to see everything, and I'll feel better about what steps we need to do to move forward. And I talked to my partner. He was receptive. He was like, "All right, bet, let's do that. Let's do that this week." I was like, "Cool." So big weight lifted off of my shoulders. And I'm sitting here thinking it's like me saying that was going to be a problem. It wasn't. It's ridiculous for me to think that it's going to be an issue for me stating what I needed to say, you know? And then the next one was a conversation about, I feel like I told this person that it's like, I feel like I'm giving so much and not getting anything in returns. It's like, I know that you got your stuff going on, but sometimes I need to be poured into like I'm pouring into you and to others. And they received it. It was well received. It wasn't any argument. It wasn't any fussing. It wasn't any fighting. It was something that needed to be said, and it was received. And that person, apologized because they didn't know that they made me feel that way, but they said that they were glad that I actually told them. And I was like, whew, that was really hard for me to do. That was really hard for me to say what I was feeling. And I'm thinking as we're talking about this now, I'm thinking about where that came from. And I know that a lot of us are afraid to say what we want or what we need to say when it comes to other people because we were told not to say those things when we were younger. You know, stop crying. You know, that ain't nothing we need to talk about. You need to keep that to yourself. Even if you go into like dating, you know, and you tell people what it is that you want and you need from them, and you feel like it's not going to be heard, you know, or, talking with your parents or your spouses or your partners or whomever, you keep what you really feel to yourself because the other person has let you know that what you think and what you feel isn't important. It's minimized. You know, I remember being younger and wanting to say stuff, or trying to say about what I feel and being popped in the mouth or, asking a question or doing stuff. Or, I remember, you know, trying to, we had back in the day, teachers, they were on it and they would, let us know in the middle of the class, hey, shh, don't do that. You know, I remember really wanting something so bad from one of my coaches. My coach told me, he's like, you're not fast enough. So I stopped stepping up. I stopped asking for and saying what it was that I needed because it felt like every time I wanted to do those things, it was immediately shut down. Only through the work of my own therapy, my own work, have I known that it's okay for me to say what I want, what I need, and communicate that effectively. You know, that's one of the things that, was an issue with my marriage. I didn't communicate effectively. I didn't let her know what I needed, you know. And then the other thing was I was not good at receiving what it was that she needed because I felt like it was an attack, and I became overly defensive and that didn't help anything, So communication is going to be extremely important in relationships and business and friendships and parenting and whatever. You have to be able to express yourself effectively in a way that will be received by others, but also where you're not making yourself smaller to fit someone else's perceptions, or fit someone else's expectations, you know. We have an obligation to ourselves to be our best selves. And we can't be our best selves if we're limiting who we are to other people. So be your best self. Be able to effectively communicate your thoughts, your feelings, your wants, and your needs. Don't be like, hey, I need you to do this shit right now. That doesn't work. Hey, I feel neglected because I'm not getting this. And I know that I need these things. And it would help me feel a little bit better if I got some of these things every now and again. I'm not asking for much. I just want some more of your time. Or I need to just sit down and, just plan this thing out so we can do a little bit better. Yelling ain't gonna get the stuff across. You don't have to be super confrontational, you know, taking that time, taking a breath, resetting, and then actually expressing what it is that you want. It's going to go a whole lot further. So, whew, it's just like doing this episode kind of just feels better, like a load has been lifted just by allowing myself to say what I need and what I want from certain people, and it sucks to have to be able to hold on to that and not express it to other people because we'll take it and we'll push it and push it down, push it down, push it down, and then we'll explode on people for no reason, and we're not even upset with them. That's what happened early in the week because I was been pushing all of this stuff down, and I would explode on others because I wasn't. I was angry, and I wasn't even angry at them. So I had to get down to the root of the problem. Once I got down to the root, I could, you know, figure out what's going on with me, and then apologize to the people who I was angry. I may have exploded on, and then understand what's going on with me. So getting down to the root, working out the problem, coming up with a solution, and and actually putting that plan into action. So it's a whole lot better now. You can do it too. We don't always have to just keep that stuff to ourselves. We can let the stuff out in a healthy way. All right. Next couple of weeks, y'all, announcements are going to be coming. If you got questions about anything, please hit me up at bharris@thedopebblacktherapist.com. Send me a message if you want to collaborate on something. If you're looking for speakers, if you're looking for workshops and everything, hit me up there, bharris@thedopebblacktherapist.com. You can also check out the website, www.thedopebblacktherapist.com. And if you have not gotten your copy of Becoming the Dope Black Therapist.com, of Becoming the Dope Black Therapist, my book, it is available on Amazon, or you can order a signed copy from me by following the link that I post in the show notes. As always, you are loved, you are valued, and you are dope as hell. I appreciate y'all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next go round. Peace.